biology portion, just talking about the sharks. Alright, so right here we got our One Ocean logo. So this is a shark diving program if you didn't know, so welcome. Alright, we are going over to a pelagic shark zone. That just means that we're going over to an area where it's about 300 to 400 feet. It's going to be a shelf, so that shelf area is where the sharks like to hang out because the nutrients flow there. Alright, some sharks we might see today on your dive are going to be either the Galapagos sharks or the sandbar sharks. So the Galapagos sharks are the pit bull of sharks, usually the bigger of the two, 6 to 12 feet. Very calculated, very intelligent. We also got the sandbar sharks. So sandbars are going to be smaller of the two. They're about 3 to 6 feet, lighter in color, more gray. These guys had their dose of caffeine and coffee, 100%. Super, super curious and fun, energetic. We also got the tiger shark. So it can be rare to see these guys, but if we do happen to see them and get lucky, it's an exciting thing for us as a crew. So we might just say, hey, there's a tiger shark. And when we say that, we might ask you guys to get in closer on the safety lines. More for fun. Urgency, go over and squeeze in, but doesn't have to be a panic. Alright, a scalloped hammerhead, super endangered, super rare to see, but if we were lucky to see these guys, they hang out at way deeper depths, and they're usually more shy, more skittish. And in Hawaii, we're blessed with over 40 plus shark species, so super exciting. Some parts of the world, I know I'm from Florida, we don't have as many as that and such variety. So my favorite is personally favorite is the whale shark. So if we see a whale shark today, I'm going to kidnap you guys for the rest of the day, but I think you guys will be fine. Seems like that kind of group. Alright, we also have the black tip, the white tip, the famous white shark, also known as the great white, spotted in South Shore a couple times. So you never know what we might see here in the open ocean. We are doing research on our dives, and so what that looks like is we're looking at the sex, the age, the species, how those shark behaviors are changing. You'll notice this later on a phone, but we're just filling out the research, we promise. We also photo ID about 200 plus sharks. So we might geek out on you guys and be like, there's pizza, and get real excited. We name a lot of them after food because we're always hungry, it's about that time. But yeah, it's always good to see a familiar face. Alright, shark vision. So sharks have what's called monochromatic vision. That just means that they see in shades. So you might have noticed we spot sharks like fins and like GoPro colors. So like yum yum yellow phrase is to help us remember not to wear yellows and whites or oranges. So I think we've spotted everyone. You guys are pretty good on that. And we never want to turn our back to the sharks or animals today. It's super, super important, right? Just as I'm looking at all of you guys, we want to do the same in the water. So don't just hone into one person or one shark, but look everywhere. Look at all the animals and all the sharks. If you guys need to, you can move forward to here. Up to you guys.